Hey, everybody, how are you this evening? I miss you guys. I haven't seen you guys in a little bit, like a week now, maybe. So, how's everybody doing today? How's everybody? Hey, Eddie Lugo, thank you for coming in to the live today. Oh my God, it's like after a week that you don't do a live stream, you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? Hopefully, you guys can hear me fine. We're just here today. We're going to talk everything Carnival Horizon today. I know, Jalcono time. It's time for that nice cup of coffee, right, Eddie? But yeah, we're live streaming today. We're gonna talk about the Carnival Horizon this evening. So hopefully you guys can get some more information on it. It's gonna be a great live stream. Hopefully you guys have some questions, and I can answer the questions that you guys have. It's just been an amazing cruise. That much I could tell you. We had a great time today. I'm changing this area where I'm sitting, so it looks the background is still the same, but I'm changing the desk and everything. So we're gonna have a new setup on this live stream going forward. If you notice over here, my house broke. It was on the floor, so I changed it with another one. I got to go get another one that looks like that one. So that's something I'm going to be doing this weekend. So I put a different one over here. Hey, Bethany, how are you, my love? How you been? So yeah, I'm going to give a little bit of time so people can start coming in so we can start talking about Carnival Horizon. But it was a very great cruise. I'm going to talk about the cruise. I'm going to talk about my experience. I'm also going to talk about my experience with the carnival venues because I actually had a venue for my daughter. For those of you that know, I was celebrating my daughter's 15th birthday, which is called a quinceañera. So that's what we went to do. We were on the Carnival Horizon for 8 days. And we went to Aruba, we went to Curacao, La Romana, and also Amber Cove. It was a great trip. So one of the things that embarkation was phenomenal. I will tell you that right now. Embarkation was phenomenal. I can even I This was my first time that I went on a cruise. I got there about noon on Saturday, and like it was like if nobody was there. Like it didn't feel congested. Like I got in, I put all my luggage, I gave it to the porters, I went and parked my car, came back, and I got there at 12, and by 12:15 I was already on board the ship. So that's how quickly embarkation went. Now, debarkation was another story on its own. Debarkation, they moved us. We When we left, we were supposed to come back on Terminal F. They moved it to Terminal D, which it was further down the road. Mind you, Carnival did have shuttles for those people, because it was about half a mile from one terminal to the other to get to our cars. I didn't use their shuttles, but a lot of people did use their shuttles. So what I did, I just walked and just paid the bill and then came back around and pick up everybody. But debarkation was not too friendly. I would say I was not too happy with debarkation. It took us 2 hours, and I'm not saying 2 hours getting off the ship. We debarked the ship pretty fastly, but inside of the port itself, it took about an hour and a half to find all of our luggage, because the way that Terminal D on Carnival side on Miami, the Miami port, they don't have they don't have them by numbers. They have this long belt, and they put all the luggage in that belt, and that belt keeps going around and around until you find all your luggage. So it took us about an hour and a half to finally get all of our luggage. Mind you, traveling with me, we were about 18 people traveling. So, it could take a little bit. Just keep that in mind. If it was probably me and my husband, probably would have been faster, but it was 18 of us traveling. Welcome in, Carnival Cruise addicts. Thank you so much for coming in. Hello, hello. One of the things that I enjoyed about this Carnival Horizon cruise, it was a full cruise. It was very packed. One of the things that I enjoyed was just hanging around because the ship, it didn't feel like if it was like overly like crowded, but some areas were overly crowded. So we enjoyed, some of the areas. I did do a live stream on when we were leaving the port, and I did another one on the Halloween contest. Leaving the port was really nice. We had a great time. We enjoyed ourselves leaving on embarkation day. So it was really nice. The sail away party, that was really nice. We had a great time there. I didn't do too much around the ship because I had a lot going on with preparing for my daughter's 15th birthday and all of that. The ship is really nice. Carnival Horizon is very nice. Is very well kept. I did not have any problems with my cabin. My cabin that I had on this one was 7397, and I was on. So it was a nice cabin. I did fit four people on my cabin with me, so it was really nice. It wasn't too spacey like other cabins that I've been, but it was doable, on this cruise. One of the things that I was in that I really didn't like, or maybe on this cruise, was the cruise director. So we're gonna take a little bit here about talking about this cruise director because I'm the type of person that you go on a cruise, but also your cruise director is the person that is kind of brings the life to the cruise. Well, our cruise director was Leon, and please don't kill me for this because maybe some people might like him. I wasn't too impressed with our cruise director at all. Usually, when you're on a Carnival cruise, if you cruise with Carnival before, the cruise director is very involved. Like I cruise with Lee, the cruise director. I cruise with the Flying Scotsman. I have cruised with Schwartz, Mark Q, Cookie. I've gone on so many cruises with Carnival, but this specific cruise director, he didn't do it. Not even for me. A lot of people complaining because he never showed up in anything. All everywhere that it was only the fun squad, and if he showed up, he didn't do too much. Like they had a show. They had a kind of like a, they call it the Quest show, and he just sat there on a seat and did absolutely nothing. The fun squad took care of it all. Like, he wasn't, like when you go to the shows in the evening, usually the cruise director comes out and he kind of like, lets everybody know about the show. He didn't do anything. Thank you, Marjorie, for coming in. How are you, my love? He wasn't even very involved, like not involved whatsoever. But what did it for me was the Halloween party, the costume contest that they usually do. They did it on the Lido deck. It was kind of like really dark. If you go back and you watch my live stream on that day, you're going to see it was very dark. Everybody was in the middle. He couldn't really see what was going on. And it was like all over the place, completely disaster. It was a disaster because I've been on Celebration, I've been on Mardi Gras, I've been on Horizon before on Halloween. And they usually do it where there's a stage where people can sit, enjoy, and kind of see everybody coming through, and everybody gets to kind of like vote. This one was a complete mess. Even for those of you that know about that, the Facebook application that you can go on where you're going on your cruise, everybody was complaining about this cruise director because everybody was trying to figure out, how come he wasn't doing his job the right way. That was my only complaint when it came to the cruise director. The ship was very clean. Hey, Miss Cheryl, how are you, Miss my love? Thank you for coming in. The ship was very clean. Service was good. Can't complain. The only thing that I was saying is on the vlog, because I vlogged it and we talked about this before, that on Carnival, on their buffet area, they, no matter what station you go, they're serving the same foods. So on this one, it was the same food in all 8 different stations. There was nothing different, nothing, But one thing I did notice that if you didn't want to go to the main dining room for dinner, they were serving the food that you get on your main dining room. They were serving it at the buffet as well. So that was the one thing that I've always, usually it's the different types of food, but on this one they were serving the same thing in the main dining room. Hey, cruise nuts, that you had on the main dining room, they were serving it at the buffet, which I found strange, but that's what they were doing. When it comes to if you're planning a wedding, a quinceañera, renewing your vows, or anything like that, let me tell you guys, I work with our events planner over at Carnival. I am sending a letter to Carnival to thank all the entire Carnival crew that helped me. Carnival has gone above and beyond. When I say above and beyond, when it came to my daughter's party, when I got to her room, they had, and mind you, I did not pay for this because I only paid for her Sweet 15. I paid for the cake. I had a venue, and I did pay for the steakhouse dinner that 18 people, all of us went to the steakhouse dinner. Now, the extra stuff that I'm about to talk about right now, that was something that Carnival did on their own. I didn't ask for this information for this or anything. It was a completely surprise. When my daughter walked into her cabin with her friend, she had the whole entire like room was it was like they put decorations. They had happy birthday, her pillow, and was decorated as well. And she had like a pillowcase that says happy birthday. She had a cake and waiting for her in her room. When I went to my room, I had a bottle of wine, a bottle of champagne, like about 3 different baskets of fruits that kept coming in. They send me strawberries and macaroons to my cabin. Hey Donnell and Jen, how are you? When I say they went above and beyond, is falling short. They make sure that her birthday celebration went flawless, like the whole entire crew. So it was very, very nice. Even the photographer, when we went for the pictures, because it was a whole package, the photographer, he said it was a 30-minute session. It ended up being an hour and a half session. And you don't understand, Carnival surprised us. Like we bought a package together with pictures, and they surprised us. They gave us all of our pictures. They gifted her a acrylic picture that is like, I think like a 36 by 36 or something like that. It's supposed to be coming in as a gift from Carnival to her for her birthday. When I'm telling you, I'm getting ready tonight, either between tonight and tomorrow, to write a really nice email to events planning over at the Carnival Horizon for all of the great work. So if you're planning on maybe getting married or quinceañera, renewing your vows, or something that you want to do, definitely hands on. I know that at least my experience with Carnival was really nice. Event planning went flawlessly. I can't even complain. The only complaint that I had throughout the 8 days was that the cruise director was not linked to where he needed to be. I don't know what happened with him, but that was the only complaint. Other than that, the cruise was phenomenal. It was really great. First time I go on a Carnival cruise, and mind you, I'm getting ready to be diamond there, that I did not eat a Geist burger. That's how busy I was during the whole entire cruise. Aruba was fantastic. We didn't have any rain. The only rain we had was in Amber Cove. That was the only time it rained. In Aruba, we had a really good time. We did an excursion that took us to the best of Aruba. So that's also coming on the vlogs. I went there with my mom and my kids. We had a wonderful time in Aruba. In Curacao, we didn't have an excursion that day. What we decided, because my family has never been, we decided to go to downtown and kind of like walk around and enjoy that area. In La Romana, they had canceled our excursion. We were going to go to the caves of Chavan and the Chavan River. So they canceled that due to something going on in the caves that day. So they canceled that. So we didn't get to go on there. And in Amber Cove, hey, Rock the Boat, welcome in. How are you? In Amber Cove, guys, I'm not sure who here, but if you have, put it in the comments if you have used a private van. If you have used a private van, put it in the comments. I would like to know what was your input and your opinion on that private van. It was my first time using a private van. I've never used it before. And if you don't know, the way that the private vans work is the way that the private van works is, hold on. Okay, the way that the private van works is they leave you a package in your room with a map, and you get to see all the different stops this van is going to make. It's not like if you get to pick, you can always tell the private van guy to take you someplace else if that's what you want, because at least that's what our private van guy told us. But his name was Big Papi. That was his name. Why is he named Big Papi is beyond me, but that was his name. And he made that excursion an amazing one. I'm telling you, from the moment he picked us up in Zone 4 in Amber Cove, it's our excursion started with music. He was very alive. He was very, out there. He made our excursion an amazing one. So the way that it works, you pay, at least for Carnival, it cost me, I think it was like $300 for the private van. You can bring up to 10 people on this private van. So you can bring 10 people with you, and they take you to different places, you know, and you just it's kind of like a built-in excursion, but it's only you and your family. It's like nobody else from the cruise is there, and everything is VIP. We went to the Macarix rum factory. We enjoy that there. Then from there, they took us where they make the amber and the Larimar area. We went there. Then from there, we walked around the Umbrella Street, and also the Paseo de Rosas, I think it's called. We walked around there. From there, we decided we wanted to go to the beach, so they took us to a beach, and on there we had a beach excursion with lunch. When we got there, mind you, there was other people. They were coming and going from different. I think there was like about 2 ships that day on port, and I could tell they were from a different cruise line. And when we got there, they had a whole section out for us for lunch, and they had beach seating with umbrellas for us as a VIP area. And it was really nice. Everything was complimentary because we paid for it all up front. So the only thing that we had to pay was the drinks if you wanted liquor, but the soda and all of that was included with our private van. And that was kind of like the highlight, and it felt so great. I was talking to my husband because I was telling him I really enjoyed the private van because and I don't have anything against going with other people on an excursion, but it made it more like kind of like your own kind of excursion, and you kind of went out there and enjoy yourself without having to worry about everybody getting off the bus, everybody coming in the bus, people sitting everywhere on the bus sometimes, and all of that. So it just made the excursion, and it was more us and our excursion driver and our tour person, Big Papi. So if Big Papi's watching this, I want to say hi to you because he has our YouTube channel. He is part of the vlogs. He's going to be on our vlog. So if maybe you see, I don't know what his name, but I think his name is Big Papi. So if he shows up one of these days there, that's who he is. We had a great time. Hi, Mike and Rihanna. How are you? Jennifer from Embarkation Nation. Welcome in, my love. Thank you so much for coming. Hey, Miss Alice. How are you? But yeah, if it was a really great private van excursion, that much I could tell you. We had an amazing time. It did rain in Amber Cove, but by the time it started raining, we were sitting having our lunch. So it was closed in, so we didn't get wet or anything like that. But it was really nice to have the experience of going on a private van. I definitely recommend 100%. I'm going to be looking out for other private vans going forward to see what other things we can check out. Yeah, Donnell, it was really nice. It's more like a, it's like your own excursion, your own excursion, your own way. So it was very, very nice. And the only reason why I compare and I liked it so much, because when we went to Aruba, we got on a bus with about 50 people. I think they fit on that big bus, and we were towards the back. And I'm here to tell you guys, if you're going to Aruba and you get, I think it's called the Best of Aruba. Um, if you go there and you pick out that excursion, this is how it works. I was not happy with that excursion because it had 4 stops. The first stop they gave you 20 minutes. The 20 minutes started when the bus made it stop. So keep in mind you have 20 minutes. It starts when the bus opens the door. You have to let 50 people get off that bus. It took about a good 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes for everybody to get off the bus, go see what you got to go see, and then be back. So the first stop was 20 minutes, the second stop was 20 minutes, and the last 2 stop was 15. So we didn't even get a chance to kind of like see much. I tried to vlog as much as I could, but we didn't even hurry, and it felt horrible. We did that in Rome, great private tours. Yeah, I tell you, it was my first time, Donnell, and I loved it. It was amazing to just have a private tour just to yourself. I wish they would have this, in every place you go. It was really nice. I know that you pay for some private stuff if you go like buy a tour or stuff like that, but it was my first time using it through Carnival, so I wanted to try it out. But yeah, it was like, if you're gonna get that tour, keep in mind that it's 20 minutes for the first 2 stops, 15 minutes for the last 2 stops. And we have somebody around here that wants to say hello.
Hi, everybody. So, good to see you first off. How's everyone doing? I'm doing good. I heard you guys were talking about the cruise that me and Mom just went on.
Is that all?
I mean, I was just checking in because I wanted to kind of weigh in on the Aruba tour, that one.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it personally because I like the more like fast-paced sort of things myself, but at the same time, I can totally see why it wouldn't really be for you. Like there was this one stop that I was kind of upset with, which was there's this really cool lighthouse. It's like on top of a mountain. You can see everything. You can see for miles. And if you pay like $3, you can actually go up to the very top of the lighthouse.
No, it was $5.
$5. And you can go up to the top of the lighthouse, and they have like a drone for taking pictures and videos and everything. So you can get like a picture of you at the bottom. You can get a picture of you at the top of the lighthouse, and it's cool. We weren't able to do that because it was like, okay, you got 15 minutes. We spent our first 5 minutes because there was like an old married couple at the very front of the bus that could barely walk their way out. So then it's like we got 10 minutes, and then it's like $5 to walk upstairs, and it's like a 3-minute walk.
I think it's like 117 steps to the top.
So it would have been like a 3-minute walk up the stairs just to take pictures and be all sweaty and exhausted.
Yeah.
And then immediately like book it back down so that we don't get left behind.
Right. I wanted it to pay the drone area just to put it on the vlog. But then we wouldn't have time. So what I ended up doing, I ended up talking to the vlog guys and
nice.
Yeah, the drone people, and they subscribe to our channel. Weirdly, so we went with, when we got on the cruise, we were at about 400 subscribers, and by the time I got off the cruise, I think we're about 450 something, 457, 458, something like that. So let me tell you, I had a T-shirt that says YouTube Traveling with Tinkerbell with the scanner on my sleeve, me and Martine. And the amount of people that scan our shirts, it's crazy. There's a lot on the vlogs. You guys are going to see a lot of, Traveling with Tinkerbell people that we found on the cruise. They wanted to be on the vlog. There's a lot of people, a lot of the shore excursion people that we met are on the vlog. Even I think I did a small vlog with the drone guy over at the lighthouse in Aruba. So we did a whole lot of work, on this cruise. Hopefully, I don't know how many videos we have, but we have tons of video. Thank you, Jen, for putting that up. If you're liking the live stream, please hit that like button. I will put it out there. We are almost at 500 subscribers.
We're getting there.
We're getting there, and I appreciate all of you guys for your support. What we right now we really need is the watch hours. That's what we need right now is the watch hours. We need to get them up there. So if you have a little bit of time and you can watch our content, I will appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Because as we're getting closer to the number, we have to put those watch hours out there. So I know that we have Carnival Venecia still coming on the vlogs. And we also have the Horizon. We're going to do Venecia first and Horizon after because Venecia has been here for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we need to put Venecia out there first.
Just a heads up. So I don't know how many people have been seeing some of the more experimental videos. They're the ones that I usually dub over or do a lot more editing for than usual. I might end up dubbing over all of the stuff for the Venecia. So that video series might have a lot more of me than a lot more of Tinkerbell, if you guys are interested.
Yeah.
I was saying this both for that and because one of the excursions that I went on during the cruise was pretty much exclusively me and my older sister and her boyfriend. And as a result, one of the catches with the excursion was that I couldn't actually record any of the cool stuff. Like I got on a dune buggy, I couldn't record that. And I didn't have any swimming clothes, and I couldn't record the zip lines, so I couldn't do any of that either. So the video is going to be a lot of like maybe animation, a lot of me kind of talking over like some footage. I'm looking forward to it because I've got a lot to say about the excursion, but just keep that in mind. We got some more experimental videos coming in the future.
Yeah, we're trying to see what works out there, what people are liking. We're trying to reinvent over here and see if we can do something completely different for you guys and enjoying, the content that is coming up. I was hoping to do a live stream, but Wi-Fi was not my best friend. Wi-Fi was horrible on this cruise, even though that if you're out in the Lido deck, it was working, but inside it was kind of like very sketchy. So I wanted it to do like a live stream and do like a walk around the ship with you guys, but every so often the Wi-Fi wherever we were going, depending on where we were at, it was just not working properly. Sophie excuse me, Sophie did allow mom here to do a little bit of a vlog for her 15th birthday. So that's going to be coming in one of the vlogs. So if you want to see her dress and you want to see her on that day, keep an eye on the Horizon vlogs because they're coming. It was a lot of fun vlogging this cruise. Lex, how are you? It was a lot of fun vlogging Horizon. It was a lot of fun talking to the community, the cruising community out there. I met so many great people. I know a lot of people were watching me as I was vlogging. People were asking me because I have a lime green, how do you call it? The little fluffy thing for the air on the microphone. I think Cheryl from Cruising is Fun has a pink one. I have a green one, like Tinkerbell. And wherever I go, the reason why I bought it that color is because that's the conversation started. People always ask me, what is that? And I always say, that's the microphone. That's what covers the microphone for the air, for people can listen instead of listening to the air. And that started a lot of conversations asking me, are you a vlogger, and stuff like that. And it was so nice to meet so many of the cruising community out there, people that are joining our Traveling with Tinkerbell community. So you guys are going to see a lot of that on the vlogs. It made my heart full because it's just like something that it was amazing. It was nice to be able to talk to the community out there. And, they had questions and I say, some people, I want to be on the vlog. I want to be on the vlog. Like, can you? I said, sure, no problem. So you're going to see a lot of spontaneous people on these vlogs. And that was really good. That was really nice. So hopefully when they get to see these vlogs, they're part of the Traveling with Tinkerbell community. I know I had a whole family. I think they're from Venezuela, either Venezuela or Colombia. And I was vlogging, I was actually videoing the wake of the ship to do an introduction for this show. And the lady approached me, and because she actually had subscribed before that day, and she's like, I'm going to remember whenever I see this introduction on your video that I was sitting right next to you while you were taping this. And I started laughing because, I didn't think about, something like that. And she goes, so every time I go online and I see your live stream and I see that, I'm going to remember this trip forever. And that was really nice of her. So she was very nice family that we met on board. On the Carnival Horizon. So how you guys been? I missed you guys. It was so weird not having a live stream last week. It was just weird. And I was having a good time. It was a nice vacation. I could literally say I kind of like did more vacationing than I did work. It was my first time in 2.5 years since I started my travel business journey that I can say that I actually probably out of the 8 days, I probably only worked 3. To me, guys, that was very weird and strange. But let me tell you, I'm paying for it right now because as soon as I got off the ship on Sunday, I've been working nonstop Sunday, yesterday, and after this live stream, I probably going to work till late tonight as well because I have a lot to do. So I'm glad, Mike, that you're doing okay, and I my condolences to you, Mike, for your grandma. If you guys need anything, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help in anything that you guys need. Um, but yeah, it was a really nice kind of like little vacation. It was so weird to not open my laptop. It was very weird. So all I had on my hand was my vlogging camera, and that was it. So it was really nice. Hey, Muncie Channel, how are you? Welcome in. So, but yeah, we had an amazing time. I'm looking forward to our next cruise coming up. Our next cruise is going to be in February. We're going on the Celebrity Beyond. That will be for me and my husband. It'll be my 50th birthday celebration on the Beyond. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to that cruise. It's going to be very nice. We're going with some friends. So I'll be celebrating my 50 and my 4-year anniversary with my husband. So that's really cool. So I'm looking forward to that. There's going to be a lot of nice vlogs coming out of that new Celebrity Beyond. I do have content coming out end of the month. We're going to do a special on the Celebrity Ascent towards the end of this month. So keep an eye on that. So that's going to be coming. That's going to be in between, I guess, Venecia. It's going to be, we're going to start the Venecia vlogs. And then in between that, we're going to bring you guys Celebrity Ascent. And then once we're done with Venecia vlogs, we're going to start Horizon. And then after Horizon, it's going to be Beyond. And I think after Beyond, no, actually we have Escape before that in January. So we have the Escape in January, Beyond in February, Odyssey of the Seas in April. And then we go on the Boost Cruise with Eddie Lugo Studios and Alice Studios in October, I think October 28th out of Tampa on the Paradise. For those of you that are been waiting, I'm almost done. I'm going to put a poll. Give me about 2 weeks because I need to get everything done with my work. In 2 weeks, I'm going to put a poll. I found a couple of like different itineraries for the first Traveling with Tinkerbell group cruise. So that's also coming down the road. We're going to be doing our first Traveling with Tinkerbell group cruise. And I know that's going to go wonderful as well. As we continue to grow the community, we continue to grow here on YouTube. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to do the Boost Cruise next year to get to meet all the creators. That's going to be a lot of fun. I've been hearing Eddie and Cruising is Fun at Any Time, which is Miss Cheryl, their morning show. And they were talking about all the great things. And so I'm like, I cannot wait to go on there. And I get to meet Mike and Rihanna as well, because that's going to be their first cruise. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So it's going to be amazing. So I cannot wait for that time to come. So hopefully you guys are doing great today. It's like, I just wanted to talk to you about the Carnival Horizon, all the good things that, that they have. The shows were really nice. I really enjoyed the shows on the Horizon. They had a couple of different shows. They had them at 7:30 and at 9:30. They do have a different menu as well. And I actually did the Cat in the Hat breakfast with my grandson. That was really interesting. I will put it in that word. That was really interesting. The food was really good. The only thing that was a little weird, it was those green eggs and ham. I don't know. My grandson ordered that and he ate a little bit, but I don't think he was like, when he was eating it, he was like all happy about it. But we had a really great time. So for those of you that have children, or maybe you're a children in your own self, it's $10 to do the green eggs and ham with Cat in the Hat in the mornings. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the atmosphere, the way that they decorated, and they brought Cat and they had Sam, thing one and thing two there as well. So they took pictures. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that time with my grandson. It was really really nice to see him smile and enjoy that. Chloe did not like the green eggs and ham. She loved the show part, right? They just look different. I that's coming on the vlogs. You guys are gonna get to see that, but it looks a little weird. But that's what he wanted. I went for the regular. I had steak and eggs and French fries, but he decided to go with the green eggs and ham. So brave soul, my little Kingston. But he had such a great time, and we took pictures with all the characters there. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't too overly packed either. It was like maybe I would say maybe about 40, 50 people at most. It was because a lot of the chairs in the dining area were really nice decorated, but nobody actually sat there. So it was really nice to have like less people there. So that's one of the things that we did on the Horizon as well. Let me see what else this ship had. The steakhouse was very good. I couldn't do the bonsai teppanyaki and the sushi area because of I have a shellfish allergy, but I know my husband did, and my future in-law, my future son-in-law did it, and they really enjoy the sushi area. They said that it was really really nice, and the food was good. So that was a plus. But for the main dining room on the Horizon, for this one, they had a different menu every day, and it was a little bit different than your normal carnival, you can say. One of the things that I found that it was much better than Celebration and the Mardi Gras is we had my time dining. And let me tell you, as soon as you put in the amount of, and we were like 18, as soon as you put in the amount of people you were going on your, for your dining, within 10 minutes our table was ready. And we were sitting in different areas because we had my time dining. It's like we had a set space. So that, I will say, Carnival did very well. The main dining room did not feel overly crowded, even though the ship was sold to capacity. But that was one of the things that I can definitely say, comparing it to Mardi Gras and Celebration itself, that on these two ships, every time we went for my time dining, I don't know if you guys had the same experience, been on Celebration or on Mardi Gras. Journey with June and Brady, thank you so much for coming in. I don't know if you guys have been on these ships, but if you have the my time dining, you could either be waiting for 45 to 50 or sometimes an hour wait. And then when you go downstairs, there's massive people just waiting. On this ship, it was like no wait whatsoever. The dining room on for my time was on deck 3 after the ship. And then if you had like 8:30, it was on the 4th floor after the ship. They also had the Reflections restaurant, which is in the front in the third row in the third floor, front of the ship by the guest services. But and we were a big group, and every time the most that we spent was maybe 5 minutes on, because usually we would do it when we were on our room, and by the time you got there, your table was ready. So now they actually, hey, how are you? So now they actually have a little button on there, which I've never seen before. I don't know if you guys seen it before on the Carnival Hub. that when you get your table is ready, it has a little button that says "On my way," and you hit it, and they know that you're on the way, so you don't lose your table. I didn't see it before on the Mardi Gras. I'm not sure if that's something that they implemented new on this one. So that was really nice as well, to experience on the Horizon. That was one of the great things, that we didn't have to wait, for dinner, on there. Also, on the shows were nice, like I said. Casino was on. The casino was really good too, even though that I didn't win anything. I lost more than I won, but it's all right. That's why we go to entertainment. So casino was really good. Let me see what else they had on this ship that you guys. The store was okay. I don't do a lot of shopping on the stores on board. So they have the regular carnival things on board and things like that. So that was really nice. Like I said, it didn't feel too overly crowded, that ship, even though that it was filled to capacity. Now, one thing that I noticed on this cruise, Serenity area goes um, from 21 years and over, compared to the royal ships. It used to be 16, now they move it to 18. But I noticed, and I never noticed this on Carnival, because I barely go to the Serenity area. But when I went there, because I was vlogging that area, it had 21 years and over. So for those of you that like, kind of like something like that, then that might be something that you might be interested. And it was nice because they had like their own little music there, and they had their own bar. They even have a salad bar there too, for the Serenity area. So it was really, really nice. Oh, it's the same way on the Vista. Okay, Bethany, that's good to know. But yeah, it was really, really, really nice. I didn't They had the ropes course on this one, and also the sky ride. On the sky ride, I did do a short on that. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Martine was on one and I was on the other, and I took a little video of it. And so that was really fun. That was really fun on the Horizon. I did not do the ropes course because it was very windy up there, so I didn't get to do the ropes course at all. But they have that. One thing I noticed on this one, they have a family area where they have lots of like different games, like golfing. They had let me see, the cornhole, and inside with AC, they have, it kind of looks like a billiard table, but it's on the floor and it's soccer balls with the numbers, and you can kind of play pool but with soccer balls on the floor. So that was kind of like really nice to see, families enjoying that, those kind of games there. So that was something that it was really nice to see on there. The gym is really nice. It's pretty big. They do a lot of things on the gym. The spa is, I found that on this Carnival cruise, the spa is a little small, but it does its job, I guess, if you can say it. So that was we went to the spa area, and you're gonna see, because I did a whole ship tour on Horizon. So that's coming on the ship tour part of it. It was really nice to see. They let us in a couple of different places so that you guys can kind of like see. Um, who in here is a travel agent? I'm a travel agent, Journeys with June and Brady. So I'm not sure if anybody else, but I know I am. So if you need anything, you could ask any question you want and I can answer it. Um, but yeah, so it was amazing. Like, I can't complain. Like I said, the only complaint was the cruise director. That's the only thing. And I know we're gonna get like a survey, because every time you get off the ship, you get a survey. So that's one of the things that I'm gonna put, because he should have done a better job than what he did. Mike is also a travel agent as well, Brady. So it was horrible. I've never been on a cruise where the cruise director is like, you rarely see him, hear him or anything like that. He did do the Love and Marriage show. That much I could tell you. That was the only show he actually did. But other than that, he wasn't anywhere else. I'm not sure if he was getting off the ship or what was the situation. Not sure. And I wasn't too happy with how they handled the Halloween contest. It was like there was so many people. People invest their time, their money in buying these costumes and doing all of this, and I felt like they were not giving the actual proper view for everybody to see. And I know that Donnell and Jen, they were on the live stream that day, and they could see the massive mess because it was just everybody in the Lido deck on the bottom, and they try to separate them by teams, and it was just crazy. But it is what it is at this point. We can turn back time and try to change it. But they've done better in Mardi Gras. If you go to the Mardi Gras and the celebration, they do really good shows for the Halloween contest because they have the center stage in the atrium on deck 5, and everybody comes in, and it's really cool how they do it there. So I was hoping to have the same experience on this one, but that was not the case. So yeah, see, Donnell even says that it was a mess. You're gonna see, if you haven't seen the live stream that I put on that Halloween, go check it out. You're gonna see the mess. And he didn't even, I don't even know how he could even see everybody, how everybody was picked. We don't even know. But it is what it is, at this point. I just feel bad for everybody that spent all that money to get dressed, and maybe, they didn't get recognized properly, I guess you could say. Does anybody have any other questions that you guys want to know about the Carnival Horizon? I will tell you that Kachina and Gigi's were complimentary for lunch, but not for dinner. Oh, let me see. You just got off the Horizon, so you were on the week after us. I was confused. Did you see John Hill? Actually, I could tell you something. I heard as I was getting on the ship, I heard Healed was there. Somebody told me that he was going to be traveling with us because he had a group on board, which that was not true. He was there just until the ship left. I think after that, I think he was going on the celebration, I think it was, or something like that. But there was some people, they were on our ship that actually got to see him and took pictures with him, because I was trying to find him, and I even went to guest services and said, no, he came in here just for the embarkation, and he left the same day because he was actually going on the celebration. That's what I heard. How true might that be? I have no idea, but that was what I heard. But yeah, I just got off the Horizon Sunday, and it was a fabulous trip. So you guys were there the week before. You guys must have a great time. Well, obviously, if you went there the week before, did you like that cruise director? Can you put some information here for us? Because I wasn't too happy with him. It definitely was a mess, even with the chatty Ken. Oh my God, that guy. Let me tell you, that guy, now that we can talk about it, because he's not here. Did you get a cruise funk like we did? Yeah, pretty much. It was crazy. I really didn't like that Leon guy, to be honest. Carnival Cruise Addicts. I really didn't enjoy him. Yep, he was horrible. For people that have gone on Carnival, the cruise director is what makes your Carnival trip. But this Leon guy, he has to go. So talking about going back to Mike about the chatty Ken, guys, let me tell you, we know that there is a Halloween costume event coming, right? So I'm preparing my camera and all my stuff. I get there maybe about 45 minutes before the event. There was nobody where I was. It was no one. So I prepare. My daughter's with us. They're sitting next to me. We have everything ready. We start the live. This dude comes out of nowhere, right? And mind you, he had plenty of space. If you guys have ever been on the Lido deck, where not on the actual Lido, but like deck 11 or 12, where you go up and you got the chairs that you can lay down, and then you have that railing around it. So I was up there so that I can show it from the top so you guys can see everything. So I'm up there, and he comes, and mind you, he has all this other space that he can move. He decides to come and plop himself like right shoulder to shoulder to me for some odd reason. Then not only we had that situation, so I let it be. I said, okay, I'm not going to say anything, whatever. Then he starts calling all these people. People start coming, and people start coming in. Next thing you know, I said, okay, let me move because he's talking so loud. He was talking very loud, very, very rude. noticing that I have a live stream on. So I moved to the other side of my other daughter. So he decided to then scooch in to where my grandson was. So now he's touching kind of leg to leg. And I'm looking, I'm doing the vlog, but I'm also looking at what's going on with my grandson. He was like horrible. I agree with you, Miss Donnell. He was annoying. You could hear it on the thing. So I moved, and eventually I moved back because I started noticing he was getting too close to my grandson. And my daughter, she's pregnant. She was kind of like looking at him like, what are you going to do? You're going to get on top of him? So I moved back over there, and I kind of like moved a little bit to the side so he can kind of like move. And I stand between my grandson and him. So eventually he did leave. Eventually he left. But it was just for like about maybe, I'm going to say maybe 10-20 minutes at most. It was crazy. It was crazy. I've never experienced something like this. And one of the things that I always say when going on these cruises, let me see. Soon Chatty Ken left the building. Yeah, he really did. I guess he was like, because I wasn't having it with him. I was not going to be rude to him, but you're not going to be next to my grandson and be almost on top of him. He's only 6 years old. You're an adult. You could give a little bit of space to the child. At least. Let me see. You need to put it on to get your link to drop, or you could just do hashtag TWT. If you do hashtag TWT, you can put your link out there. Yeah, Kendall Fires is good. She's a good cruise director. But yeah, it was crazy, guys. You don't understand. I'm like, this guy is crazy. But we had a great time overall. Most people today are completely rude. And one thing that I noticed, and I guess it aggravates a lot of people, but actually I've always seen that people need to sometimes kind of like calm it down a little bit. I feel horrible for the people with mobility issues, with scooters, or even a cane or a walker, because these people are trying to get to the places just like we are, and people don't kind of like they see them standing in their scooter or whatever. Give them the opportunity to get on the elevator with you. Don't just, as soon as the elevator comes open, they just like shove themselves in there, and then they can't even get anywhere. They can't get anywhere. That was the only complaint that I had. At least be cordial and, try to work it out, as best as you can. And if you're in good health and you're just going one step down or one floor up, maybe take the stairs. Allow them to at least, do what they got to do, because they can't do what we do, that we can just walk anywhere. That's the reason why they bring their scooters. And that was the only issue that I have, especially with the kids. Kids nowadays, I don't understand. Like, I seen it so many times during this cruise that it was just horrible. But, kids are going to be kids. You know how that goes. So hopefully, in the future, maybe they get a little bit better. But yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, I wanted to find John Heald. Guys, you don't understand. Because I said, at least I could take a picture, maybe do kind of like a small little vlog with John Heald. And I would say, oh, well, if he's here, he's going to be here the whole week. But no, he came in and left the same day. And I think when we were getting off, Christine Duffy was on port that day. I don't know if she was going to Celebration, because Celebration docked in on the same Sunday like we did. That's why they moved us from Terminal F to Terminal D. And that was a long walk back to the G. We were on Terminal G for our parking. They need to do something better with parking in Miami. That much I could tell you. Parking there for 8 days, for those of you that have that question, it was $176 to park for 8 days at the port. That's how much it cost us to park there that whole week. But it was worth it. We had a great time. I can't complain. It was a lot of fun. It was great times with family. I got to spend time with my grandson. He as a 6-year-old, he really enjoyed Dr. Seuss. That was his favorite place to go, and naps. So that's what he enjoyed. And searching for ducks. I think at the end of this cruise, I could be wrong, I think he had about between 13 and 15 ducks. Yeah, I agree that Doc F and Park and D burned off some of those pizza calories when we left. So it happened to you guys too when you guys were, because we docked it, we embarked in F and then we ended up in D. But Carnival did have some shuttle services to take us from D all the way to G. I just didn't use them because I'm like, I'm just gonna walk, all the way to the car, and then I just brought the cart around and picked up everybody. So it was easier for me to do it because we were, like I said, there was a lot of us and a lot of luggage, and we took two SUVs. Hey, controversial cruising, how are you? Welcome in. How you been today? No, you're good. You could always watch the replay later on. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, so you see, it was the same for you as well. Yeah, it was just a little crazy. I could Carnival Cruise Addicts. It was a little crazy, but all good. Those are the things that we got to do. Arizona doesn't move their clocks, and I've been so messed up on these lives this week. Oh my God! So you guys did the same? Yeah, we changed our time. This morning, Jeremy from Cruising is Fun, he was doing his morning show. He says, "Oh, Tinkerbell's coming in at 6 p.m." I'm like, 6 p.m.? I said, I do my show at 7, but I'm thankful that you're here. So even if it's the last few minutes, thank you so much for showing up. No worries. But you could always watch the replay if you like. Yeah, but it was very memorable, this Carnival Horizon. But I'm with you, Carnival Cruise Addicts. Leon got to go. We got to get him out of there. He needs another job. I don't know, doing something else. I don't know. He has some kind of saying at the end. I think that when we were debarking the cruise, he's like, I know I didn't tell all you all to get on this line and something like that. He was saying, I don't know why he was saying it, but that's what he was talking about. That was a little kind of like weird, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun regardless. We made our own cruise happy. You know what, guys? One thing that for those of you that have cruise, I know Donnell and everybody here has cruise. Have you guys been to the library where the music is like popping? It's just been weird. It was so weird to go on this cruise. I went there to work and the music was as loud as if I were in a club. And even there was a gentleman there that he was sharing a table with me, and he looked at me. He goes, "Has the music ever been this loud on a library cruise?" And I'm like, I was thinking the same thing. It was like overly loud, like overly loud. So it was just weird. I don't know if maybe that cruise, and wherever you went, whether it was the hallway or anywhere, it was playing the same music that was on the library. So just keep that in mind if you are going on the library on the Carnival Horizon. You're probably going to hear a lot of like loud music in there. It's like very hard to concentrate. Oh, see, Donnell says she never had that. Yeah, it was weird. I should have vlogged that so you guys can hear it. It was like having like loud music. Like if you turn a radio on and you can hear the music, pretty loudly. I was telling the gentleman there, I said, yeah, I can't even think straight because of the music. He's like, yeah, I've been trying to read this book and I'm still on the same page. So then we just had a conversation and then he left and then I left and that was it. But it was fun. I can't complain. We had a great memories of that ship. I had a lot of great memories. And this is like my fourth time on the Horizon. So I've actually been there when it was brand new, and now that she's a little older, and she's still keeping up really good. So I can't complain. She's doing very, very well. So I just wanted to say we got a minute and 15 seconds. So I just wanted to say thank you so much, guys, for coming in today to the live stream. Thank you for all your support. I'll see you guys tomorrow, guys. Don't forget Controversial Cruising tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have our Across the Wave show. Tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, I think we're talking about the Port of Vancouver. So I got to get my homework done tonight on the Port of Vancouver so that we can bring that out to you guys tomorrow. So that's going to be a great show. It's going to be with Alice Lugo Studios, Rihanna, Mike, and Cruising with Keith. We're going to be bringing that show to you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. So please have a great evening. Take care of yourself. I'll be on a bourbon drunk. You'll be all right. So have a great night, everybody. Love you guys all to the moon and back. Take care. And I will see you guys again tomorrow at 8. I cannot wait. We're going to talk about all sorts of stuff of Vancouver. I can't wait. I've never been, but on this trip, we're going to go to Vancouver. So have a great night. Stay safe. Love you all to the moon and back. You have a great evening. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.